friends, good evening. Today we are going to discuss previous questions that are asked for just examination from the section electronics part 1, right? So let us start with the first question. The net charge of n-type semiconductor is, right? So we already know for an n-type semiconductor we have pentavalent impurity atom, right? Pentavalent impurity atom. So it will donate, right, one electron. So the pentavalent impurity atom that gets positive charge and it donate an electron, right? And similarly the entire semiconducting structure we have number of pentavalent impurity atom, right, with corresponding donating electrons. So when you look into this structure, the net charge is 0, right? So if you consider p-type semiconductor also, there also the net charge is 0, right? So this is a simple question and it is asked for just 2012. Now let us come to another question. A germanium diode is operated at a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. The diode terminal voltage is 0.3 volt when the forward current is 10 milliampere. What is the forward current in milliampere if the terminal voltage is 0.4 volt? So if terminal voltage is 0.3 volt, current is 10 milliampere. So what is the current when the terminal voltage is 0.4 volt? So we have already studied the expression for the diode current, right? That is forward current of diode, that is I is equal to I0 into 1 minus e raised to forward voltage, right? That is Vd by eta Vt minus 1. So this is the expression what we have studied. And we have used the germanium diode. For germanium diode, this eta value that is equal to 1, and for the silicon diode, this eta value is 2. So it is given it is germanium diode. So let me substitute this eta as 1. So let me erase this eta value that is equal to 1, right? So we have only Vt here. Now this thermal voltage that is we have already seen, that is kT by E, right? And we already know at 300 Kelvin, that means 27 degrees Celsius, right? At 300 Kelvin we have already studied its value, right? At room temperature this value is 26 millivolt, right? That we have already seen, right? So in the first case let me write this as 10 milliampere and in the second case, that is I dash, right, equal to I0 into the reverse saturation current is same because we are using the same germanium diode, that is I0 is same, that is the reverse saturation current or leakage current, right? E raised to Vd, what is Vd? Vd is equal to that is 0.3 volt in first case, that is 0.3 divided by and 26 millivolt. Thermal voltage Vt is equal to 26 millivolt, that is 0.026 minus 1 divided by and for I dash it is equal to I0 into e raised to, right, and the forward voltage is going to be, that is 0.4 volt, right? And again we are using the same thermal voltage because we are using the same material medium, minus 1. Now this and this cancel. Now we can simplify this I dash, right? When you simplify this I dash from this the only thing which is unknown is I dash. So when you solve, you will get to 477.3, right? So that much milliampere. All right. So option A is correct, right? All right. Now let us come to another question. The question is, the circuit given below is fed by a sinusoidal voltage V in is equal to V0 sin omega t. Assume that the cut-in voltage of the diode is 0.7 volts and V1 is the positive DC voltage, right? Smaller than V0, right? Alright, which one of the following statement is true about Vout? So you have given a network like this, and there are resistance R1, R2, and here also we have R1. Here we have a V in input voltage, and there is a V1, and also given it has a cutoff voltage 0.7, right? So it has a cutoff voltage 0.7 here. And what is the fraction of voltage across this resistance, right? We already know if you have a split network, and if you give a voltage here, and the part of voltage that fed to the R2, right, that is equal to V1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2, right? This is the voltage part of V1, part of voltage V1 that is spread across this R2, right? And to find across R1, you may use V1 R1 divided by R1 plus R2, right? So now see, so the output I am taking across this output we usually take across ground, and see, let me use another color. So we use the output across ground and this terminal, right? And look into this. Suppose the applied voltage, the diode is in forward biased condition, then the output is what is the output is we take output across this terminal that is parallel to this, right? So that means 0.7 plus and V1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2, right? So this is going to be the maximum output. So restricted to maximum value this, right? And minimum value we can say in the switch off condition, right? If the diode is switched off, the minimum value is V1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2, because this diode is in reverse biasing, so it is an open circuit. So only voltage across this will be that we will get at the output, because we are taking output parallel to this, right? So now at the 0.7 volt condition, the cutoff voltage, the applied voltage is greater than the 0.7 volt at the input, then this maximum restricted value, that is we can have the maximum value 0.7 plus V1 R2 by R1 plus R2. We can't have the above this value because this output is connected parallel to this, right? All right, so the option corresponding to this option A itself is correct, because the positive part of Vout is restricted to maximum voltage 0.7 plus R2 by R1 plus R2 V1, right? So negative part means if you apply the negative part, right? So at that time this diode that is in reverse biasing, so we don't have this much voltage. So positive half cycle only this diode will conduct. At that time we have 0.7 plus V1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So option A is correct, right? All right. Now we have another question here. Consider the circuit shown in the figure where R1 is equal to 2.07 kilo ohm and R2 is equal to 1.93 kilo ohm. Current source I delivers 10 milliampere current. The potential across the diode D is 0.7 volt. What is the potential at A? So we have given this I value is given, right? That is 10 milliampere, right? So this is this I current I is given, that is 10 milliampere, right? And its direction also given, it is going in this direction, right? That is given in the question. And the diode voltage is that is 0.7, right? The potential across the diode D, that is 0.7 volt, right? That is given. And what is the potential at A? We need to find the potential at this point, right? So let me find the current through this diode is suppose ID, right? Suppose I am considering the current through the diode is ID, right? And what is the current through this R1? Out of 10 milliampere, ID that passes through the diode, and the remaining part, that is 10 minus ID, right? So let me take this as 10 minus ID, right? Through R1, right? Now let me apply this Kirchhoff rule across this loop. Then I can say this. So I am considering this loop. Here current is in the reverse direction. So minus 10 minus ID into R1. Here the current is in the same direction. So 0.7, right? Here the voltage is 0.7 plus ID into R2, that is equal to 0. And let me substitute this value 0.7 plus IDR2. What is ID value? That is current source I derives. I value we know, that is 10 milliampere, and we need to find ID, right? What is the potential at A? So we have to solve ID first, right? So from this expression we can simply find ID, because only thing which is unknown is ID. R1 and R2 is given, right? So 0.7 plus ID R2, that is let me take this ID, we can solve this as 0.7 plus ID R2 equal to 10 R1 minus ID minus plus, right? Minus plus and then minus. So we can keep this term here. This 10 R1 we can take to this side, and here we have again minus, that is ID R1. Okay, so ID into R1 plus R2 equal to 10 R1 minus 0.7, and then what is ID? ID is equal to 10 R1 minus 0.7 divided by R1 plus R2, and this R1 and R2, that value is given, right? R1 is 2.07 kilo ohm and R2 is equal to. So when I substitute I will get the ID value as, let me check the value ID, right? Then you will get ID is equal to 5 milliampere. Okay, once I get this ID value, we can find out this potential. What is this potential? So the potential across this resistance R2, right? That is ID into this R2. So VA is equal to, because here the potential is 0, right? So VA minus 0, because it is grounded. So VA minus 0 is equal to ID R2. What is ID? ID is equal to 5 milliampere into, what is R2? R2 is equal to 1.93 kilo ohm. So when you solve this 1.93 into 5, 9.65 volt, right? So this kilo ohm milliampere, that will cancel out. 1.93 into 5, that is 9.65 volt. All right. So option B is correct, right? Right. Now let us come to another question. The following silicon diode circuit, VB is given 0.7 volt, right? Determine the output voltage waveform V out for the given input wave, right? So here the problem, suppose I am considering, so this is the input voltage. So if I consider the positive half cycle, right? I am considering the positive half cycle, right? Then which diode is in forward biasing? This diode will conduct, and this will act as an open circuit. So this diode, that does not work. So I can cancel this. So the output is I am selecting across this, right? But the cutoff voltage, that is 0.7. So we can we will get 0.7 volt only across the output, because at the forward biasing this diode is opening, that is opened, and this diode, that is only conducting. At the conduction mode, it has a voltage drop of 0.7 volt. So the output we have only 0.7 volt, right? So if I draw the output corresponding to this diagram, so the output is 0.7. Because I am taking the output parallel to this, so it can't have the value above this 0.7 volt, right? So it will be 0.7 volt, right? So for any value of this positive input, it is 0.7. Now it is come to 0, and during the negative half cycle, look into this diagram, then this diode is in reverse biasing, that it does not conduct, but this diode will conduct, right, in the opposite way. So here we have a minus 0.7 volt, right, because reverse biasing conduction is in the opposite direction. So when I am considering the voltage measurement from this point to this point, so that will be minus 0.7 volt, right? So during the negative half cycle, we have a minus 0.7 volt, right? And then this will be the output, all right? So basically this is a clipping circuit, right? We have already studied what is a clipper circuit, a diode with a resistance that are connected in series with a voltage source. We can produce the clipped output based on the desired value we are giving, right? So option B is correct, right? So here minus 0.7, all right. So option B is correct. All right. Now let us come to another question. Calculate the collector current and determine whether or not the transistor in the figure shown below is in saturation. Assume VCE saturation is equal to 0.2 volt. So we need to check this transistor is in active region or in the saturation region, right? So let me check it. So in this question, we already know a transistor is in the active region when the emitter base junction that is in reverse biasing, that is in forward biasing, and a collector base junction that should be in reverse biasing, right? Okay. So when that condition, it is inactive, right? So let us check the condition. So look into this emitter base junction. Here we have given the positive voltage. So this is the basic diagram of NPN transistor. So positive is connected to positive, right? So here this let me calculate the base current, whether the base current is flowing or not, right? So what is IB? IB is equal to, so it is already in forward biasing, right? IB is equal to, we already know that is equal to, so let me apply this Kirchhoff rule across this part, that is 2 is equal to IBRB plus the voltage drop across this junction is VBE, right? Now what is IB? IB is equal to 2 minus VBE is 0.7 divided by RB. What is RB? That is 10 kilo ohm. So when you substitute this value, you will get 0.13 milliampere. Once I get this IB value, I can find out IC. IC is equal to beta IB, right? So this is the relation in common emitter amplification factor connecting with this collector and base current. We have already discussed this in theory, right? IC is equal to beta IB, that is beta that is given in the question, that is 50. So 50 into 0.13 milliampere, right? So that is equal to 6.5 milliampere, right? So we got the collector current. Now so this emitter base junction is forward biased, right? Now to check during this working condition, the collector base junction is that is, so if that is positive, right, positive voltage is if I am finding this junction is positive, I am getting Suppose I am considering this VCE region here. So here VCE, if I get positive, right, then I can say it is in reverse biasing because this is the N region, right? So negative terminal we have to connect it with a positive voltage VCE. Then we can say it is in reverse bias. So we need to calculate the VCE first. Then we can say if it is positive, I can say it is in reverse biasing. If it is negative, I can say it is in forward biasing, right? So the junction has already out of the reverse biasing. Then we can't say it is in active region, right? So let us find out this VCE first. What is VCE? So if VCC is the applied voltage, so VCC is equal to this ICRC plus this voltage across this, that is VCE, right? So what is VCE? VCE is equal to, right, VCE is equal to, so at the emitter junction there is no voltage drop, so VCE is VC minus VE actually. What is VE? Here it is ground, so VC minus VE is equal to VC. So this is the VC voltage. We can say that is VC. That is what is ICRC? IC is 6.5 milliampere, right? And RC is 1 kilo ohm, right? Plus VCE. So I can say this VC, right? So this is VCC, right? I am sorry. Here it is VC. Okay. VC value that is already given, I can substitute 10 volt. 10 volt. So 10 minus 1 kilo ohm, this milliampere into, so this will cancel out, right? 6.5 into milli and kilo ohm, that will cancel. So 6.5 plus VC. So 10 minus 6.5 is equal to VC. So that is 3.5. So this is 3 point. This collector voltage that is equal to 3.5, right? So what is VCB, collector base junction? We need to find the voltage across this VC is 3.5. So this is the base region. Collector base junction, the voltage at collector base junction, that should be positive, right? That should be positive for reverse biasing because we are connecting this voltage difference to a negative terminal, right? Nth part of this NPN transistor. So opposite connection should be required. So VCB is equal to VC minus VB. What is VC? VC is equal to 3.5 minus what is VB? VB is equal to VBE, right? That is 0.7. So that means 2.7. So that is equal to positive. So the voltage across this collector base junction, that should be positive, means we are connected in reverse biasing. So both conditions satisfied. The emitter base junction is forward biased, collector base junction is reverse biased. So the transistor is in the active state, right? So transistor is in the active state, so it is not in saturation. So current we have already seen, collector current, that is 6.5 milliampere. So option A is correct. It is not in saturation, right? All right. Now let us come to another question, that is a transistor in common base configuration has the ratio of collector current to emitter current. So collector current to emitter current, that is given as beta, and collector to base current IC divided by IB, that is alpha. Which of the following is true? So we already know I is equal to IC plus IB, right? What is so let us divide this with all IC. So IE by IC equal to 1 plus IB divided by IC, right? Now IE by IC, that is 1 by beta. 1 plus IB by IC, that is the reciprocal of this, that is 1 by alpha. So 1 by beta is equal to alpha plus 1 divided by alpha. So beta is equal to alpha divided by alpha plus 1. So according to the given option, actually we have studied in the reverse order, right? This is for a NPN transistor, and in common emitter connection beta is IC by IB, and common base connection alpha is IC by IE. So to make you confused, they have given the parameter is defined in other way, right? So don't get confused. So beta is equal to alpha divided by alpha plus 1 as per the given question, right? So option A is correct. Right. Now let us come to another question. Here the question is, consider a transistor circuit shown in the figure. Assume VBE, that is 0.7 volt. Here the voltage drop is 0.7, and VBB, that is 6 volt, and here it is 6 volt, and the leakage current is negligible. What is the required value of RB in kilo ohm if the base current is in 4 microampere, right? So it's a direct simple question, because VBB is given, that is 6 volt, and this VBE, that is 0.7, and RB value, that also that we need to find, and base current, here the current, this current is given, that is 4 microampere. Now I can apply the Kirchhoff rule here at this junction. So that is 6 is equal to IBRB plus VBE, that is 0.7. So 6 minus 0.7 equal to IBRB. IB is 4 microampere, that is 4 into 10 raised to minus 6 into RB, right? So this is 5.3 divided by 4 into 10 raised to minus 6. All right. Right. 4 into 10 raised to minus 6, that is equal to RB. So we need the answer in kilo ohm, right? So that is 5.3 divided by 4 into 10 raised to minus. So when you solve this, you will get the answer as you may check the value 1325 kilo ohm, right? 1325 kilo ohm. All right. So this will be the answer. Now let us come to another question, and this is the final question that is asked for just 2020, right? Analyze the common emitter transistor circuit given in the figure, right? If the current gain beta increased by 50%, the relative change in collector current. So we are asked to find, I will tell you the method, you may do the calculation, right? See, we have to calculate IC, right, from the given option. All right. So we already know, if I apply the Kirchhoff rule across this route, that is VCC is equal to, suppose this current is, look into this current is IB, and this current I can say that is IC plus IB, right? IC plus IB, this is IC, right? Or you may take this as IC, you can take in any way. Okay, so if you choose relative change in collector current, so it is given here, it is IC, so you may take this as some I dash, right? Some or IC plus IB. IC plus IB is equal to, this is IB, so IC plus IB. Okay, no problem. So IC plus IB into 5K. So I am applying Kirchhoff rule across this route. So IC plus IB into 5K, right, plus 400K into IB, 400K into IB, plus this emitter current, right? Again I can say this emitter current, that is again that is IC plus IB, that is IC plus IB into 1K, that is equal to VCC, right? Now our target is we have to eliminate, we have to find IC from it, right? So how can I find IC, right? See, IC is equal to, so let me take IC plus IB out, IC plus IB out, then 5K plus 1K, that is 6K, and 400K IB, 400K IB, that is equal to VCC. Now we already know IC is equal to beta IB, right? So we need to find IC, right? So IC is equal to IC plus this IB, I can write as beta is given in the question, so IC by beta, IC by beta, that is IB, right? 6K, right? 6K is K value, that is 6 kilo ohm, right? And here also I can write the same, 400K into IC divided by beta, IB is equal to VCC. Now what is IC? You can take IC from all these, right? IC I am taking out, IC is equal to, so I can formulate an expression, that is IC is equal to 1 plus 1 by beta, right? 1 plus 1 by beta into 6K, and here we can take IC, then what is remaining, that is 400K by beta, 400K by beta, right? That is not equal, right? Into, and here we have this side, we have VCC. Now what I am going to do is IC is equal to, we have an expression like this, VCC divided by, right, that is 1 plus 1 by beta, right? So we may take this VCC beta divided by here beta plus 1 into 6K plus 400K, right? So this is the expression we have. Now this is the expression we have. This 400K, 6K and VCC all are constants. Now we need to find IC dash. Only difference is beta become beta plus, so it is already given. If the current gain beta increases, so I am finding IC dash, new collector current, that is increases by 50%. So beta become beta plus, beta dash become beta plus 50% of beta, right? If the current gain beta increases by 50%, so its initial value is beta, so 50% beta you are going to increase, so beta plus 50% beta, that means half beta, so the new beta will be 3/2 beta, right? So IC dash is equal to VCC into 3/2 beta divided by, here 3/2 beta plus 1 into 6K, right? Let me erase this all. Plus 400K. Now in the question we need to find the relative change in collector current, that is we need to find I dash C minus IC divided by IC, this is the relative change, into 100, right? So you can subtract this from this and divide with this, and you can cancel out the common parts and simplify, then finally you will get it has 15%, right? So you may calculate it. All right, so this is the it's a complicated calculation here, right? So but it is simple, right? Because we need to form an equation for collector current, and then we have to find, only thing which we have to do is we have to increase the beta value. Then we need to find the relative change in collector current. All right. So the option is 15%. All right. So this all about this section, and in the next section we will start with the previous JAM questions from this section, and then we will discuss previous gate and net questions. Okay, thank you.
Seed Physics Clinic is a unique career endeavor, provides organized coaching for UGC CSIR NET and IIT JAM. We provides live interactive classes, online exam series, and organized study materials. For more details, contact 9388877666.